Hey guys, it's Ethan, and I wanted to share with you some of the must-know things when you're moving in Japan. I made some mistakes, and right now, I'm living in an Airbnb. Technically, I'm homeless. So I want you to not make the mistakes that I made. So here's my journey. I documented from beginning to now, and I want you to just see the process and see my story and what I learned. So I'm moving from Beppu to Fukuoka for my new job. So I made this video for you guys. Hope it helps. Here's the beginning. I'm gonna be changing job. That means I'm moving. I've got 3 weeks before I have to move. So right now I'm in the process of finding a house. It is stressful. First, you have to look for what you like. What do you want to live? How much do you want to spend? Then you have to talk to a real estate agent. He'll help you find houses that are foreigner friendly. And there's many places that don't want foreigners because they're afraid that foreigners will leave and just not pay rent. I met with the real estate agent on Monday to go look at places. We had some miscommunication. We were supposed to meet at 10 a.m. He texted me at 6 a.m. Let's meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. And so I was thinking, oh, tomorrow I'll just go to sleep. So I slept some more, and then he called me like later. He's like, oh, I think we had some miscommunication, and we figured it out. We met an hour later, but you know, we were able to meet. I was able to see 2 houses. For the first 30 minutes, we actually called 15 apartments, and only 3 said they were foreigner friendly. We ended up going to those 2 places, and they were pretty good. That's not very many choices. So next week, I'm planning to go on Monday morning, and I will see what we can look at, and I have to decide next week. I have to choose where I want to live, send in the application for moving. Not much time, not many choices, but I will get pretty much what I want. One of the houses I looked at already I liked. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So it's week 2, and I have been busy looking for houses still, and it has been pretty draining. But I have found a place that I really like. I'm looking forward to being able to live there. Here's a quick clip of what that whole process looked like. So I was looking for a studio apartment, and in that apartment, I want a loft. So the reason I want a loft is because if you have a loft, you have so much more space. You pretty much double the area of the main floor just because you can put your bed up there. So you can have the main room be like a living room. I don't want to spend too much on my apartment, but I really want a nice place to live where I can keep all my stuff and have a lot of space. And so the key is utilizing that small space. So that's why I want the loft. So when I was house hunting, it was a lot of walking. I walked for a couple hours, and then I worked right after. But the good thing is I found the place that I really want to live in. The problem is you need a guarantor. A guarantor is similar to a cosigner, but your guarantor will pay the rent if the tenant doesn't pay. It's kind of a safety net for landlords. In Japan, you can find an apartment without a guarantor. It's a lot more difficult, a lot less options. Probably you'd want to do something like a share house because it's kind of easier, but I found the place I want to live. It's gonna cost a little bit more because I don't have a guarantor initially. I really like the place, and I think it's gonna be a worthwhile investment. I gotta make the applications for the house next week, and we'll see where I go. Hopefully I get the house I want. Let's hope I get everything done by next week, and by the end of the month, hopefully I should be moving and I'll have a place. I'm excited. See you next week. So it's week 3. And I have some bad news. I got rejected from my favorite apartment. I applied to it and was hoping that I'd get it, and I didn't get it. So I applied to another place, and I'm gonna keep applying until I get a place. Basically, I can only apply at one place at a time, so I have to wait for them to accept or reject me. And that can take 1 to 2 weeks. And so I really don't know how long it's gonna take, so I just have to keep applying. That's pretty much the whole process. So it's near the end of December now, and I have to start work in 2 weeks. And I'm not really sure if I can get a place in that amount of time because of New Year's. It affects heavily because the management companies for the apartments, they close during New Year's. And I don't know if I will be able to get accepted before then. I just have to think of a backup plan. Most likely, I'm going to be living in an Airbnb if I can't get a place before the end of the month. I've checked it out, and it's pretty affordable for 1 to 2 weeks or even 1 month. It's not that expensive. The Airbnbs, they were averaging about $25 a night. I could get one for 1 whole month if I wanted to for about $760, and that's pretty affordable. It's a little bit more than the rent would be, but I have to pay a bunch of move-in costs if I were to move right away. I want a house. I want my own place. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know next week. Week 6, and I've been living in an Airbnb for 2 weeks. This has taken a lot longer than I had hoped. So I messed up on my documentation, and that caused it to be delayed significantly. So that leads me to the last thing that I wish I knew before I moved, and that's double check, triple check. Make sure that paper is just right, because one little mistake and boom, delayed. 1 week, 2 week, takes that much longer to get your place. And I have been working in Fukuoka for almost 2 weeks now, and I'm living in the Airbnb still. So make sure that every number on that application form is checked. It was a little difficult for me because I wanted to get it done fast, and in Japan, paperwork takes so long to get done. I wrote it fast, but I'm writing in Japanese, so it's really easy to make mistakes because I wasn't really paying attention writing down on a piece of paper. But I fixed it now, and today I got amazing news. It seems like I've gotten my apartment, but not completely confirmed. Still waiting on the 100%, but if things go according to plan, I'm moving next week and I'm out of this Airbnb. Finally be done with the moving process. So when I finally get my place, I'm gonna show you guys my place.